and welcome to the Mindset Coach podcast, the show where coaches and coaches-to-be tune in to learn how to integrate mindset coaching tools and neuroscience-based techniques into their practice and grow and scale a coaching business they love. I'm your host, Lara Young, founder of the Mindset Coach Academy, author of 52 Adventures to Change Your Life, award-winning business owner, coach, and coach trainer. Tune into this podcast each Friday, free on all the podcasting apps, and click to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And remember, mindset is everything. We're pleased to stop diluting mindset. You know, it's really interesting. Everywhere I turn, there seems to be a lot of posts about mindset and about, it being around positive thinking and journaling and, creating vision boards. And yes, they are very powerful tools. But what happens is they dilute the discussion. They dilute the true meaning of what mindset really is. And, I love a great meme or a really inspirational quote as much as the next person. But what I really want to do is to start discussing mindset in a whole new way, in a way that really does talk about and speak to the key dimensions of mindset. Because I think as long as we believe that mindset is simply around thinking more positively, creating affirmations for ourselves, writing in our journal on a regular basis, then we're really missing the point, and we're actually missing the opportunity to create change in our mindset and our clients' mindset because we are just literally skating along the surface. You know what? Those are very powerful tools. They're very useful tools when it comes to tasking our client, but they certainly are not what mindset is. And so let's just do a little bit of a rewind and have a real exploration and discussion about what mindset is and the dimensions of mindset that we need to know in order to really effectively and powerfully help our clients achieve the goals that they want to achieve. Now, as coaches, the thing that we want more than anything is to help our clients get results. We want to see them transform. We want them to be able to live the life, create the business, do the things that they want to be able to do in their lives. We want them to be able to achieve the result that they've come to us for. And, it's really important then that we understand where our clients are, where they want to be, and then really to help them to take action in between those two things. And that whole piece of understanding where our clients are in this very moment, at the time that they come to us, is critical, because it's not just about saying, using the GROW model, for example, and saying, where are you now in relation to your goals, and getting the very conscious level description of where they are, where they think they are. How much progress have they made towards the goal so far? What steps have they already taken? That to me is quite conscious level surface information. And what we really want to do, of course, is understand how they've gotten to where they are. What are all the things that have been going on in the past that have led them to where they are today? We believe that where you are now in your life is a direct result of all of the conscious and unconscious choices that you've ever made. So let me say that again. Where you are now in your life or your business, look around you, look around the room that you're in, look around what is happening for you in your life. Where you are now is a direct result of all the choices, the decisions that you've made at the conscious level and at the unconscious level. And I think what we need to understand and explore with our clients is, what are those unconscious decisions? What are those things that are running along in the background, driving our clients' behavior, driving our clients' emotions, driving our clients' thinking, and therefore driving our clients' results? Because if we don't understand that, and if we don't help to shine a light for them on what's going on for them, then we're not going to be able to help them to stop doing those things, to stop pinging back, at least unconsciously, into the past, into past patterns and behaviours. So your clients habitually will be doing things that they are consciously aware of. You can say to your client, What great habits do you have? What are you doing at the moment that really serves you very well in terms of achieving your goals? And they may say to you, you know, I've got a great morning routine. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I surround myself with people who inspire me. I read inspirational books. I take action. I do what I know that I need to do. And that's great. It's wonderful when our clients have great habits. What about those habits, though, that they have that they're not really aware of, that they're running on autopilot? So they might get to a certain level of success, for example, and then start to go backwards. They might engage in a habit that doesn't serve them. They might do 4 mornings out of 7 of a great morning routine and then not do the other 3. There may be things going on for them that mean that, you know, they really can't appreciate or cope with the success that they're achieving. You know, we see it often, don't we, with people who are, a great example of this is people who are losing weight. They want to lose weight and they start to achieve things. They start to notice the scale going down. They start to notice that their clothes are feeling better, that they're looking better in themselves. And then what happens is someone will pay them a compliment or something will happen and they'll reach for the chocolate cake and they'll put on the pounds again. And it's really interesting because that habitual, those patterns that we can shine a light on for our clients, once we've done that, once we understand why they're doing that, then we can help them unhook and stop doing them in the future so that that success trajectory, that road, that pathway to achieving their goals becomes smoother and more even. Because let's face it, we've talked about this in other episodes, you know we can Google anything, right? So often for our clients, it's not that they don't know what to do in order to achieve their goal. They've got lots of information available to them. It is that they are sabotaging themselves in some way, that they're not setting themselves up for success through the way they think about themselves and the world around them, through the way that they behave, their behavioural preferences, through the way that the habits that they have, through how they feel, through how they emote, you know, and a lot of, you know, emotion drives action, right? So if our clients are not aware of or not able to manage emotion, not able to recognize unproductive emotion, not able to help themselves to stop engaging in those emotions that really don't serve them or dwelling in them, then they're not going to achieve what it is that they desire. You know, our emotions are such powerful indicators of our ability really to navigate, to be resilient, to go through life. And our emotions give us so much information, don't they, about our responses to things. And, you know, if you've ever tried to take action when you're feeling bored or apathetic, it's pretty hard. But when you're feeling happy and joyful and motivated, of course, action taking becomes so much easier. And the thing is that I think that people don't often recognize those emotional patterns, those troughs, those peaks and troughs, those highs and lows that they go through. And they don't often take the time to monitor and notice the impact that they have on their productivity, on the results that they're getting, on how much they're actually sticking to, adhering to their goals, their plans, you know, taking that action that they need to take. And, you know, as coaches and as mindset coaches, what we really want to do with emotions being such a big part of mindset is be able to understand the frequency with which our clients feel certain emotions and also how long they feel them for. Because you can feel angry, you can feel frustrated, you can feel jealous, you can feel bored, you can feel apathetic, you can want to procrastinate, you can feel all of those things for any amount of time. The reality is you have to cultivate and perpetuate that feeling in order for it to live and in order for it to survive, in order for it to have any momentum or longevity. And you can feel those things for a split second, or you can wallow for a long time, right? And they can become part of your identity. And so what we really want to do with our clients and recognize as well in ourselves, of course, is what emotions do we feel with regularity? Which ones are productive and really help us, and which ones are unproductive and hinder us from achieving what we want to achieve. Now, of course, this isn't about not feeling your emotions because we're emotional beings. It's part of our inherent guidance system, you know, that, and I think the thing is that what we want to be able to do is to be able to know the emotions that we're feeling with the regularity that we're feeling them, so that we can then change our emotional state. We then have more power and more control, that we know that if we can feel ourselves getting angry in a situation and it's unwarranted or inappropriate and is not conducive to us achieving our goals, then we can actually make that change. We can recognize it and make that change. There's lots of techniques that we teach at the Mindset Coach Academy in the Mindset Coach certification that help you to help your clients to do this, because having that ability to regulate emotion is so powerful. And in the same way that we can do that when we're not feeling like it, when we're feeling apathetic, in the same way that we can employ conscious level and unconscious level strategies to get out of apathy into motivation, so too can we really cultivate and enhance our motivation, our excitement, our joy, so that we're much more willing to take the action that we need to take and get so much more done in a much shorter space of time, right? So knowing how your clients are feeling is really, really important. And it's one of those dimensions of mindset. It's one of the things that we measure in the Mindset Dimensions report, which is our diagnostic tool for mindset. And, so knowing where your clients are at emotionally and equipping them to be able to regulate, manage their emotions is very important and very powerful for you as a coach. Want to learn more about how you can become a certified mindset coach? Head on over to our website, www.mindsetcoachacademy.com/coach certification, and you'll find all the information that you need, along with a button to book a call with me to talk about how you can become the best coach you can be. Now, the other things that we want to know about, of course, is what do our clients believe about themselves and the world around them? Because beliefs, again, are going to be shaping action. Beliefs are going to input into your emotional well-being, your emotional state, the way that you are showing up. If you don't believe something's possible for you, the likelihood of you even giving that a go are pretty slim, right? And so what you believe about yourself, about other people, events, and situations really does shape your emotional response and then your action response. So as coaches, knowing and understanding what our clients believe, and that is in terms of, their how does that impact their self-esteem, their self-efficacy, their self-mastery? What do they believe in terms of their worth, their capability? And again, we measure all of these things because we want to know at the outset of our working relationship with our clients, what are those commonly held beliefs that they have that aren't serving them? Because look, like anything, like our emotions, we have habits and we have behaviours and we have beliefs that either hinder us or they help us. And the way that we know if they hinder us or help us, of course, is the results that we're getting. And so we want to know those things with our clients. What are they feeling on a regular basis? What are they thinking on a regular basis? And are those thoughts conducive to positive or negative emotion, productive or unproductive emotion? What are they what are they feeling? What do they believe on a regular basis? What do they say to themselves on a regular basis about their worth, their capability? And then, the habits that they have, what are they doing on a regular basis? What are their behavioral preferences as well? Knowing whether your client is more of an introvert or an extrovert, has an introversion or extroversion preference, is key for tasking. It's key for getting to know your client. Knowing whether they're more motivated to move towards a goal they desire or away from something they don't desire is also really key and very powerful. And there are 20 different behaviours on that continuum that we equip you to measure, both as a certified mindset coach and, of course, that we measure through Mindset Dimensions diagnostic, so that your client's psychometric profile, their behavioural preferences, how they're showing up, how they prefer to show up in the world. So when we combine those things, what does your client think about the world on a regular basis? What do they feel about themselves in the world? What do they believe about themselves in the world? And then how do they prefer to show up? Such powerful information for you to be able to then help them to, first of all, recognize whether these things are helping or hindering, but then also to know how to help them to change those things, how to help them to change those emotions, to change those thoughts, to change those beliefs, to change those decisions, and to change those behaviors and habits. And it's so, so, so powerful being able to do this. And we do this, of course, through a number of different ways. As a coach, if you are coaching already, if you're a leader or a therapist, you already have, I'm guessing, tools in your toolkit to help people make this change at the conscious level. What we also do then is we go that step further and we work with our clients at the unconscious level, because that's where learning and change resides, so that they can then, through things like neurolinguistic programming, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, EFT, change the way that they feel. They can unhook themselves from the past, from pinging back to those emotions, those thoughts, those beliefs, those behaviors that don't serve them, and really free themselves up to embrace and adopt new ways of thinking and being in the world. And the other thing, of course, that underpins a lot of this as well, and that is also measured in mindset dimensions, is your client's values, because your client's values are the drivers of behavior as well, right? What we value is what's important to us. And we act upon what is important to us in our lives, in our businesses. And understanding your clients' values across all areas in their life. So understanding it from, their financial, their health, their work life, their home life, relationships, love, all of those things. When we look at that in the round and we really help shine a light and, hold up a mirror to our clients in terms of what their values are, and where maybe they're in or out of alignment with those values, then that again is a fantastic lever for us as coaches to help them to create change, because we act on what's important to us. And also, if something isn't important, we're not going to take any action. And so really understanding those and having an understanding of what those values actually mean and how they manifest, so how they're evidenced in your client's life or business, is really key for you to understand, so that then we can help, again, our clients to create that change. And so, those things which we measure in Mindset Dimensions, our diagnostic tool, and which we equip you to coach on in the Mindset Coach Academy, really form such a powerful foundation of really working with your client's mindset. Because the first thing, of course, is knowing what your client's mindset is. So knowing all of those things in the round, and then actually helping them to take action to shift where they need to shift and where it will be most productive and beneficial to shift their mindset, so that they are then getting the results that they desire. Because as coaches, what we want for our clients more than anything is to get those results, is to be able to not just get them temporarily, to not just learn strategies for thinking, being, showing up in the world for a short period of time, but actually creating that permanent, lasting change, so that our work with them has a positive impact, so that we have helped really to make a difference to our clients. And, when we work with clients in this way, our clients feel really heard. They feel understood. They feel validated. They feel like we're not putting them through some kind of cookie cutter type process as a coach, but that we're actually really taking the time to get a deep understanding into what makes them tick, because that understanding is the foundation from which change occurs. That level of deep understanding of knowing all of those dimensions and the interplay between them and how they lead to where our client is today and the results our client's currently getting is just so powerful in terms of the work that we do. And so I really recommend that you have a think about next time you're with a coaching client, or next time you're even grab a piece of paper yourself and start to think about, what do I know about myself? What do I believe about certain situations? What do I believe about myself? What do I believe about the possibilities that exist for me in my life or my business? How do I feel? How do I feel on a day-to-day basis? What are my most frequently experienced emotions? And what happens when I feel those emotions? What action or reaction or behavior results when I feel certain emotions. And again, you can just grab a piece of paper or your journal or a diary and start to make a note of these things. What is it that I think about on a regular basis? What are those recurring thoughts that I have to remember to think about myself or the world I live in every single morning when I wake up? What choices am I making every single day? What is important to me across all areas of my life? Really take the time to think about these things, because that is information that is so invaluable, and it will just help you to move far further into your understanding of mindset and how all of these levers, all of these dimensions work together to achieve results, to lead you to where you are today, and also to lead you to where you want to be tomorrow and the next day and in the future. So think on that. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I look forward to seeing you again in next week's show. Bye for now. That wraps up this week's episode of the Mindset Coach podcast. Remember to join us next week for another episode, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Leave us a review if you've loved it, share it with your friends, and I really look forward to learning how you're implementing the tools and techniques that you're learning here. Mindset is everything.